Hi everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin and all using the NVT indicator. We're going to look at what it does, how to set it up, what to look for, and its general use. So you can use this going forward for free forever, for the rest of your life. You can add it to your toolkit, make you a little bit better trader. So this should be available on TradingView on any level, paying or non-paying, that you have. So let's get started. This is it. So normally it won't pop up here. It'll pop up down below like your RSI does or any other indicator that you use. But if you drag it, you can drag it up here and overlay it. I'm just overlaying it so I could show you. It's easier to demonstrate, right? So look where we are now. This is on a weekly time scale. You can use it on daily or whatever time frame you like to look at it with. But usually the longer the outlook, the weekly, the monthly, the daily is okay. I would probably not use this so much on the 15-minute or 5-minute if you're doing something like that. These are more for macro trend reversals to the upside or downside. As you can see, what's more important to look at this is once you have the color change. It's not necessarily one color or the other. As you can see, a whole last bull market, we were in red, or excuse me, white. We switched to red right at the end, right before our huge drop. And now fast forward to where we are now. Look at our last big drop in May. We went from red to white. Huge drop, right? You don't want the color change. You want the color change at the bottom when you're really low, and then you flip to red like we just did. Now look at the move. This is a good sign. This is another good sign we can add to our toolkits. The momentum is gaining. Everything is looking good here. Look at the last time this happened. When we had we were low, we were trying, look at the prices we were at. 11,000? We're at 11,000 Bitcoin. Last time we had this big upswing of prices, we changed from white to red. Look at this big move. Does this look pretty similar? Look at this jig jag. We had a drop, kind of just hanging around for several weeks. Big drop, kind of just jig jagging around for several weeks, kind of like this in the prices. We've just changed from white to red, and we're off. Hopefully. Nothing in crypto is certain except for uncertainty, but you have to play the odds. The more tools you have in agreement with each other, the more confident you can be in that said move. So with Bitcoin dominance going up, slowly creeping up, Bitcoin slowly creeping up, we had our hash ribbon buy signal, fake out, reprint, fake out. It's going back and forth. So right at closing yesterday, it didn't really, didn't print, but then 15 minutes later printed on the hash ribbons. So that's probably going to solidly stay blue here as Bitcoin continues to slowly creep up. But yeah, on the weekly, we are flashing and non-flashing the blue buy signal. It doesn't mean we go straight up, but we'll make more videos on that. We're looking at strictly the NVT right now. Okay, so how do you set this up if you want this on your chart? Well, I'm glad you asked. You go to your indicators and strategies up here, right? You just type in NVT, and it's your original. You hit the NVT. This is just the one I used. If you like one of these others better, play around with them. You can check it out. You hit that. It should default to the settings would likely be, this will be in gray. I believe it defaults to gray like that. You can use that. You can change it to any color you want. I just prefer white. It's easier to see. So that's how you do that. And this is a helpful tool. Now, the only downside to this is it can be a little bit lagging, right? So if you were like, I'll just wait until it turns white and then I'll get out. Well, you'd have to be pretty quick, and it's usually only at the closes where this updates. So we actually started dropping here before this turned white. But if you can put it on the daily, you can usually maybe sometimes get a slight head start, but you have to be really on top of it. If it turns on the weekly, it's definitely on the daily. Same with the hash ribbons. If it's printed by signal on the weekly, it's doing it on the daily as well. But sometimes, as we showed yesterday on the hash ribbons, you can sometimes get a preview of what could be coming, just like this. So sometimes on the daily, you can get a chart that slightly shows a white a little bit ahead of your weekly chart. So that's what I like to see. But this is exactly what we want to see for a positive momentum shift to the upside for Bitcoin. Look at this. I mean, The last time we had anything like this was back in October of 2020, right when Bitcoin was starting its face melting nuke move to the stratosphere, right? So as we progressively move up, Bitcoin's probably where you're going to want to be. That doesn't mean that we don't like the other spaceships, but you usually want to ride the biggest ship to the stratosphere, right? And then you can hop ships and go continue your spaceship's journey to the moon, right? You ride the macro wave up, then maybe right in these areas is where it's wise to kind of dollar cost average out of Bitcoin into some alts. And then you can ride the next surge up, because when Bitcoin was doing this, altcoins were really starting to move. But during this initial phase is where it's tough for other alts to really make their massive moves. Now, there'll always be anomalies, right? You have AVAX right now, Avalanche, it's up 10%. But most coins are not up 5% like Bitcoin is. Look at all these. So you'll always have a few that will do better than Bitcoin on the way up. But the majority, the average of the market, will kind of just get drug up a few percentage points at a day, per week, whatever, to the upside, while Bitcoin is on its absolute tear, which I would do anticipate this happening again. So we'll talk more about this in our next video, but I wanted to give you some good, go put this on your chart, go play around with it, the NVT, but you can see anytime we change from one color over to white and we're up, look at this move up. So, and then we turn to white, big drop. And conversely, you change from white after being prolonged white for a little bit, turn red, going up. So that's where we are now. And I'll leave you with that. Let me know if you like this. Give us a video thumbs up. Subscribe if you feel like it. Leave a comment. I'll try to respond. If you need help setting this up, I'm here to help you. That's what I'm here for. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.